Welcome back to another battle, everybody. Today we're playing Progressive Capitals on the Drained Great Lakes map. I know we just played this one somewhat recently. We're back on it again today. We're playing as a green player out of the 6th position. This is Tier List Tuesdays. This is on the channel where we play every single map in Risk on the meta settings. Those are, well, at least they were. They might be changing, but they were Progressive Capitals, Fog and Blizzards on, Portals Alliances off, Balance Splits Dice. And even if the quote-unquote meta does change, we will be playing these settings until we get through all of the maps. We have only a handful of maps left, so much so that we will finish this year within the next couple of months even. I have mentioned previously that I obviously won't be able to play the 4 Russia maps, the 2 Moscow Advanced, and then Russia 2010 and Russia 2010 Advanced. If those maps ever do make a return to Risk, we will play them, but in the meantime, we won't have that ability. I've got an interesting play up here in the top left, 3 and 4. Could 2-point hold this, potentially prevent black from infiltrating. And in the 6th position, it's not a bad spot to find myself, although it is a block over here. With red in here, I ignore this. The 4 over here and the 2 here aren't bad. The 2 allows me to potentially play for the Georgians playing bonus and stay very central to the middle of the board, but I just don't. I'd rather play for a bonus spot, almost probably aggressively, and just hold, see what happens. I won't be surprised to see black take a turn 1 bonus, and honestly, if they do take a turn 1 and don't defend, I'm probably better off aggressing them, to be honest. They know where I am. Them, white and blue know where I am. Obviously, pink and red do not. But this map is Drained Great Lakes. It is a 53 territory map. You're going to... Oh, maybe they roll through red. Okay. That feels amicable. It might be met with a rebreak, but it feels like it was nice. I think this path's this way. They can't actually tell. I believe the... Yeah, because what? Kiwin views copper. I wouldn't be able to see this territory if it didn't. Very interesting. Pink. So we got pink playing for the Erie bonus. We've got red who will likely play for the Mommy bonus. I wouldn't be surprised to see red hit my 3 here. I actually more so wouldn't be surprised to see red dump all 5 troops that they get here on this spot, go boom, boom, and split and hold there. White's capital is really bad for red. It's good for them, especially late game, and they may even try to play for a split Stanley bonus here. Again, 53 territory map. There are 4 Blizzards, access down to 49 territories. It's 10 larger than the Classic map, and it feels bigger than Classic, if not because of the just 10 more territories. Because of the 4 more continent bonuses versus the Classic map. And you can see those here, ranging from 3 to 5. We got Mommy, Algonquin, and Apostle is your +3s, kind of on the bottom and left part of the board. We got Erie, Huron, Georgians, Plains, Stanley, and Royale as our +4s, and then Uperland and Chippewa in the middle of the board as your +5s. So certainly have some options. Now, my cap is actually not bad because it does defend my bonus appropriately. What I mean by that is if I get broken, my cap is open. So I can afford to play out towards... I can afford to play out toward, take this and not really defend it, and then start playing to the right into the Royale bonus. And I can 1-point hold that, but it's going to, we're going to see what happens. I think there's going to be a natural point of contention between black and I, especially if black tries to play for the Royale bonus before playing for the +5. I'm not going to allow them to hold both of these, especially with my bonus being the weakest of these 3 in this area. But they obviously didn't play for this. And I think that the removal of their material and the apprehension to roll a 5-on-2 here speaks to their skill as a player, that they're likely a decent player and they probably won't play Bad Neighbor right away. But I almost wonder if they should. I mean, they have a lot of material in here, but I'm about to get 8 troops, so I naturally will also have a lot of material in here. Have to imagine blue is somewhere in this Lake Michigan general area, but just because of where everybody else is, but obviously can't be too sure until you see what's on the board, right? So I'm going to roll the 4 down here, probably break pink. I don't think it hurts to do that. Going to take the bonus here. I almost wonder. I'm going to leave it. Just leave a 2. Like I said, hit down here. Find pink there. I don't feel like there's any reason not. Okay. Well, I mean, I was going to roll this material out anyway. That'll probably get me hit by pink. Does feel like pink is holding completely off of capital. They may have this bonus. That's just... You know, I mentioned that I thought they might break me, and they got decent dice in doing so. Not sure I think that that's the best play they could make there. They committed all of their cap troops here. If you've got somebody taking the Chippewa bonus, eventually your cap's going to be under fire. Pink does not have this, but they do defend. Red didn't put anything on capital either. They put one... Red put 1 troop on capital. And maybe, was this a 3 before? I think this was a... I thought this was a... You know what? I think this was a 2. So they put 2 here and 1 here. I would probably just take your bonus now, but you're going to have a natural issue there. But yeah, black going bad to me out of first position when I'm going to get the best trade in. I just don't... I mean, they got good dice. I don't know about that one, man. I really don't know about that. They got a 5 sitting over here that I should just target right away. Hopefully blue doesn't have a bonus near me. Go down. Ooh, they break first. Yeah, see, we got bad neighbors left and right on this board right now. There's no point in red finishing the bonus. There's just, okay. You're going to get hit by pink. And they move before you. I think blue, I don't even know where blue is, and I think blue is in the best position on this board. It doesn't even matter where they are because we've got white who's just not properly playing for any of their bonuses in the middle. And again, I think white has the bandwidth to take the Stanley bonus and split hold it. Again, unless there's blue that's an issue. And maybe white is aggressing blue wherever blue is, right? And then we've got a 3 separate 1v1s essentially happening. But I'm going to target black's material here. We'll have 14. As long as I have, yeah, this is what I was worried about, that blue likely has this plus, or they have Stanley, right? They could have Stanley. I may even want to roll this out, and I don't know why white would let them hold this directly next to capital. Unless they're capped here, right? And blue cap directly next to white. That's certainly possible. Material out of the back here is super. Okay, they hit me. That was smart. If they have Stanley, that was really, really smart. Because I'm at risk of getting my cap rolled, but black getting their 3 rolled over here and paying too much attention to me. Like, I was going to let you hold your +5 here, and instead you're putting yourself in a position where I don't think I hit it this turn. Because blue is sitting near them, going to let them play for the... Because now I'm not holding with 2s, right? I'm wise enough to know not to hold with 2s. But I know their cap's weak. I know that blue at least has material near their capital. And I know that if I hit this and I lose like 7 troops, I'm screwed anyway. Yeah, see now what you've done, that's just so silly. Because now I can actually take all of this. They don't have a good enough defense here. I know they don't have this bonus, and I can hold the troops in front of them. As long as I prevent blue from breaking me, that was the worst play black could have done there. That was a really, really bad play. And maybe they get a break off onto me, but with a 2 here, I don't think blue picked up an extra bonus on that last turn. If they get 9 again, if they stay getting 9, my best bet is, this would be 11. Even like a 7 defending here, I think is probably fine. Maybe 8. Yeah, I don't like the way black has played this at all. But I do think I was in the right not hitting them, because then we see them break. I think they lost a troop on the break. Copper Q&A, right? Oh no. Okay, they lost a troop over here. But I'm fairly certain they don't have this +5 in Uperland. And I can just hold more in front of. I assume there's a 3 here. Maybe it came all the way back. Actually, we know there's probably a 2 here, right? Because they hit a 3 on 1. Oh no, they lost the troop. That's right. So there might be a 3 here, in which case it's not on capital. Nobody holding bonuses right now besides blue. Hopefully they're not up to too much. And maybe white breaks blue, right? All right. Tremendous. Because this means blue's likely not focused on me. They're likely focused on retaking whatever bonus that they're trying to deal with. So I don't hate the position I'm in. Now there's the possibility that black has a trade on 3, but I'm not going to open up their capital. And them closing the cap off to me is helpful. Because again, they only had a 6 here. I don't think they hit 3 other territories in here. They weren't even willing to attack this 3 off. Blue came out of the woodworks from the back here. A whole bunch of pieces of information that I'm trying to clock when I'm playing in this game. So let's give it a shot. Yeah, they just got a 1 there. So I'll hold like this. If they trade and hit through me, they trade and hit through me, right? They waste their trade early. I think that's fine. They're going to try a 6-on-6 instead, and they fail it. They try to get me over here as well. They're now over. That was super fast attacking and overly aggressive. Pink lost their cap. I think that might have been to red. Black flags. Sweet. Oh, maybe bad, though. If somebody has vision on this capital, it's not good. It is not good if somebody has vision on this. Pink takes their capital back. I would probably get your 6 on cap, Pink. I don't know about you, bro. I don't think that cap got stolen on black's turn, right? We got the 3 here. So maybe red stole the cap on New Buffalo, because I know it wasn't on Bruce or Fairview. Red is our first trader. I hope blue doesn't have a bonus back, and I certainly hope they don't take black's capital, but we'll see what happens. Okay, red retakes a cap again. Red has 3 caps. That's not good. That likely means a black cap is owned. That, unless they took blues, I doubt they took blues. Which begs the question, if maybe black did take pink's cap, and then why is red up here stealing this? Interesting. Very weird game. But I get this little image here for a potential screenshot. I would have a 2-point hold over the top left, and I will get 7. I don't know if white's gonna quit. We'll get 7 extra trip. We'll get 12 on this turn as long as we hold. And red didn't come break us, so maybe blue flips this cap on the next turn if red doesn't have enough of a defense here, because they seemingly aren't holding much back here, unless somehow black's cap or blue's cap got taken and was in a completely different spot on the board. That feels like a break of white onto blue. Blue gets 5. Yeah, I don't think blue's going to be stealing this, so we need to try to hopefully have enough to steal this from red. They're getting 3 capitals. Pink is still here. Blue still has their capital. So yeah, red has the black capital, which is not good. Blue's over here. Let's swing around and take their bonus back, I guess. No, they're going to hit me. Interesting. Blue, I don't like the way blue is playing right now either. Great opportunistic play by red. I'll give them that much credit. Hopefully they don't have a lot on this defense. Because they didn't swing back here and break me. They got what? They only got 5, and they traded for. They only had 9 troops, unless they had anything extra sitting up here. And we saw how many attacks they did. So I can't imagine they have that much here. I don't know where blue's capped, so I don't want to risk it, but let's give it a shot. That is perfect. Absolutely perfect position as long as I can hold it. 2-point hold over the top left. I don't get overzealous here. It's not like red's worth it. I got black's cards visible. I think these are the... I probably need to remove this. I don't necessarily have to take the elimination, but I probably need to remove this on an impending turn. Pink might have a trade here. I'm not really sure why they aren't trying to retake their capital. Assuming it's over here. There's the trade in. White maybe has quit. I will be the 2 cap. We won't even see this get retaken. I will be the 2 capital player. So I do wonder how overly aggressive red played. And also red came from the right. So it's maybe they just put troops here to take because black went down aggressively and red lost. So yeah, pink got their cap back. So very, very interesting situation to find myself in. I do think this is all pink. This is all red. Like pink or red in this area, right? So if these are all pink and red in here, if black is gone, sorry, if white is gone, I think playing really, really aggressively, assuming that there's not much of black flanking in the middle here, and playing aggressively into these additional positions to confirm the elimination is probably my best bet. Even if, honestly, even if I feed the trade in, it's looking like white is likely gone. Even if I feed the trade in, it's probably not a bad thing. Oh, white is back, actually. The worst thing would be white hitting my 3. What white should do, I will admit, what white should do here is hit my 3. Because leaving these cards as only a kill guard for them and red is going to be a better play than leaving it for 3 of us. White trades early. The more these guys trade early, the more likely I should trade early. Especially if these black cards are going to be on the table. Again, I don't know where blue is capped. It's very possible they cap directly next to white. Not here, but maybe here, here, or here. One of these 3 territories. I don't think I had vision on any of that. White does get a card, but barely. And blue is getting 10 now. So blue could theoretically trade early and try to roll my cap over here. That would succeed. If they don't set, or if they, actually either way, whether or not they set, I am going to do it myself. And we'll just split evenly between each of these positions. This is a +3 down here, so I'm not sure that they have that. Okay, we find them up here. So they're at least here, and I think they were in the corner here. That does not back up, which I don't love. But I will trade +2 behind my capital. Might roll that. Why is so much of white down here? Could be black over here. There it is. This is a ton of off-cap troops for white, and I don't understand it. So we give blue the best trade in, but I'm not really worried about that. I'm going to take the +2 in East Chicago. Instead of over here. It doesn't really help me over there. And might as well attempt to take this. So blue is capped. Blue is either capped, because I had vision on this, right? This was black here. Blue is either capped here, here, or here. Because I could see off of these 2 territories, and I had this. I had these 2. So I could see this, this. I could see all of these territories except these 3 and this one. So I could see this too. And nobody's down here. I don't know why white has 13 troops off capital. I do think for some reason blue is allowed to hold the Georgian Plains bonus because I didn't break blue on any of my attacks there. Red should hit me. Yeah. Removing me is dangerous because then white just eliminates you. If white knows what's up, white will eliminate this player right now. I really, really like my positioning at the moment. I'm quite happy with it. And I think we're doing okay here. I actually think we're going to end up seeing black as a decently rated player. The mistake that black made was after taking this, and granted, I don't know. It's a tough, okay, red is just gone. It's a tough position to find, to analyze, because I don't actually think the initial, and I hope I mentioned this, and I was saying that they should do it. Like, obviously it's annoying, but I don't think the initial, like, turn 2 break was a bad play. Even leaving the troops here. All right, white goes MIA. This game boils down to the battle with black and what blue does anyway. So I'm fine. I don't think white was going to be much of a factor, but I should leave pink over here in case there's like a red trade in that comes, or blue, right? If blue goes into pink right now, and the fact that I'm not seeing their attacks. Oh, there it is. That's 42 troops. Yeah, they're capped like right in here. It's a lot of actually has a lot of on-cap troops. I respect that. Because they didn't hit pink, white's quit. I'm gonna hit this. I'm not going to open up their capital, but I don't think it's in my best interest to allow them to hold anything. Terrible dice. Do I break? Do I take? I've already locked the cap off. I might as well try. That's not how I'm going to do it. Let's do it like this. Cap's not open. Swing the 5 over here. This way I can actually set a reverse block on blue. But they hit into this spot with like a 40, right? I don't know which of these territories that came from. And with the white 15 over here, this is the cap that we have to prioritize. I'm not really worried about blue being able to do anything here. This does look like red's actually just going to get eliminated anyway by pink. White is back. I won't be surprised to see white break me and bring these troops back to capital. They are back, but missed a card. Red is back. I got quite the bonuses up here. But yeah, I don't know. I think black breaking me first was correct, but then they like burned too many troops up here. I don't know. I think they really should have just prioritized the +5 here, but if blue was keeping too much material in this area to begin with, then I understand that was hard. So like what do you make of it as the black player? Cuz the cap isn't bad. I mean, the cap's more central to the middle of the board than mine is. At the end of the day, I think white probably has the best cap for this board, or blue, depending on where it exists. Like I think a blue cap on Croker is going to be a better position than a blue cap on Pike Bay or Baymouth. But this blizzard in the middle is actually super disruptive, because otherwise you can get away with some of these middle cap positions a bit better. This one actually, even with next to the blizzard, that spot's not even a bad cap spot. But yeah, no reason not to break blue. If anything, I bait their trade in. They're not going to be able to take my capital. I do think that white... No, this is not what white... This is absolutely not what white should be doing. Taking this bonus is just silly. White's going to get themselves eliminated by blue. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised to see blue hit this capital. I actually think he's going to hit me here and fortify out. Which, fair enough. That's probably not where you should have fortified out, but probably should have put those troops on capital. Now, I actually don't think it's a bad idea for me. Blue's going to probably break and retake. They're going to swing back around and try to take this. I mean, telegraph your play harder, dude. So, I don't think it's in my best interest here to... I wouldn't be surprised if we're getting troops fortified here. I'm not going to break... I don't think there's any real reason for me to break the I don't think there's any real reason for me to break the white player. I don't actually think breaking this does me any good. I think putting a block up in front of blue, forcing them to trade in and hit through it, and then playing off of it is a better play. I do think we'll see pink take the red elimination, which should up the trades a little bit. But I almost want to bait. I almost want to bait blue into thinking they have the white elimination because they have so many more troops on capital. I don't know why pink isn't taking this. Come to think of it, I don't know why white wouldn't take this. I guess the bot. You know what? I know why I know why they're not taking it, because this player's still getting 5 troops. It's putting more on cap here. Now we let white get 8 again. The trade's only 20. +2 in Q1 or whitefish. Those exist. One's next to my cap. Or okay, one next to the cap. The other out here. Probably want to take the whitefish one. Well, I think white was actually expecting me to break them. You know, I have to be careful in this pocket. I should get enough troops to break through a block. To be careful in this pocket to make sure that I still have cards. White's only like half playing the game right now, though. But yeah, that battle... I'm trying to think of how I would play it if I were black. And honestly... And white bots again. Honestly, I don't think there's a good solution. If you don't break, you let that player hold. They take the bonus away from you. If you do break, your troops on cap are reduced. You know, maybe I got a little bit lucky that their 6-on-6 failed. I probably did get a little bit lucky that their 6-on-6 failed, but I mean, blue breaks the spot, right? So I have a trade in. To be completely honest, I would like to hit here, but I don't want white getting a card in this spot. No, you know what? I think I do. The break isn't to be mean. The break is just because I need to break, but I assume blue comes off of this position. This should be pink eliminating red with the trade in. Okay. I don't know what they're waiting for. If blue opens up my capital... Okay. Let's see if white's aware, because white could easily take this. And actually, if blue opens up my cap and white doesn't set, I'm gonna bust through white's cap to take the red elimination. Actually, here's the exact scenario that will win me this game pretty much on the spot. White takes the card here. White plays, takes the card here, doesn't fortify the 16 back. Blue hits through me, opens the 49. I trade and get both red and white in the same turn. I don't know that that's going to happen, though, because it looks like white is not playing again, which is actually a hindrance to me. Okay, they are playing. Just silly. This is so bad. This is abysmal, man. This is so many off-cap troops. They don't even get the break off. They're going to break me, though, so now is probably the time where I just see what I can do on the right-hand side of the board. Yeah, we knew this was going to happen. I wonder if the ultimate question is... I knew they weren't going to be able to resist this, but I don't know that they actually bothered checking my capital. How high are trade-ins? 40? I have this pathing here. I think I just go break blue again. Assume white isn't going to put troops back on their capital. Even if I don't break blue, I'm still open. But pink's going to take red. The pink's going to trade in off of red, though. I think the only solution here is to hope I have enough for both red and pink. And I think the only way that works is cutting around. So let's give it a shot. Let's try to cut around. $25 on capital. This may not work. Played. All right, we back up. Joker's huge. If pink doesn't have, actually, this is interesting because if pink doesn't have a set, I can just trade in and eliminate him anyway. White should theoretically go take his own cap back. If white rolls me here, whatever. This is so bad. Oh my goodness, he doesn't even... Okay. Because blue, look at this was a 40 before. Blue fortified off and is sitting here. So I'm glad I didn't go this way and didn't open this up. And white knows that there's no break here. Now they might roll me, but if they roll me, I eliminate them. Only for 2 cards, but it was a little bit risky to go for that, but I couldn't risk pink getting the red cards. I do think pink backed troops up to this capital, but I hit a 22 here. They're getting 9 a turn, and their setup was bad to begin with in the early game. So there's probably not a lot on capital here. This is probably where we want this player playing. I don't need to eliminate them. I presume they come and take their capital back. But they might not go further. They might just go for it right now. Nope, they are a silly guy. He's going to roll this. There's no way he doesn't. These players can't resist this kind of stuff. He doesn't roll it. What are you doing? He's going to sit on me? That's ridiculous. I know he doesn't have a trade-in. Now, here's the ultimate question. Does blue leave me back? Oh, this is bad pathing. Blue's not even going to get this capital. I'm going to hold extra troops here. Blue won't even get this. Wow. Okay, pink on 4. Smart fortify by blue, but... Oh, no. He wasn't defending the capital at all. I don't know if there's going to be... Okay. Blue is on a trade-in. I need to make sure I'm fortifying here. The 11... Oh, I can break up here. Yeah, let's do that. $11 comes back here. That should prevent a cap run. My idea is that white will either sack into me or go into blue or whatever. I mean, I don't know what white's deal is. I don't know why they played for this. I don't know why they were obsessed. I understand why they were obsessed with the cap once they lost their own. I don't have a trade-in, but I've got pretty hefty position. The whole point of this was that white would theoretically take a card, and whenever they take the card, I'll just have enough troops to hit them. Even if I get blasted by blue, I think I should still have enough troops. We got some cap defense back here, so hopefully blue trades in and pushes this position, and then I can just eliminate white out of the top. I trade off of white either way, so there's probably no real reason not to go for them. But We will consider it. I think going for pink was absolutely the right choice. Finding out that pink didn't, I mean, they had an 8 over here. They split and then didn't do a fortify. And if they roll me over here, if white, I actually am hoping that white hits this over here. Oh, white just sacks into blue. So blue will theoretically be aware that this is an elimination they can take. That was not the pivot I was expecting, but it makes the elimination considerably easier, and blue doesn't trade, so blue loses the game. Unless they... Yeah, blue loses. Blue just fed white to me because they didn't bother checking down here if white existed here. I mean, it's fine. We know that blue is going to get second here anyway. It was definitely not going to be the white player. Good game, dude. And I'll show you guys the whole board. Why not? I don't know why blue didn't trade. Maybe if we eliminate them, we can see how many troops they had left. And they'll get a break off onto me over here, but it doesn't particularly... They actually fail the 3-on-1. That's a C-money moment right there. Poor blue on the receiving end of one of those moments. They don't even get back to cap, so they're sitting over here. Just in case. I want to perfect path this. And wow, white had a set on 3 and they still did that. Not that it mattered. Good game, dude. 40 on cap here. Good game. Well played. And a big old thumbs up to you. They had a set. I mean, I'm pretty sure the order is left to right in order of how you got your cards. Maybe it's opposite and they got the artillery last and they would have had the 2 dudes and the 2 horses, but I think they just didn't set for some reason, trying to maximize their account. I'm not really sure. But GG's to blue. Blue played an alright game. They kept their stuff defended at least. Which I respect a guy that defends his capitals. You guys know this. Blue was expert, highest ranked player in the lobby, besides myself. So, you know, they played like it. Black was beginner. Pink beginner, didn't defend the capital. White beginner, didn't play the game half the time. Red obviously quit. Let's take a look at the map and where it sits on our tier list. I think this Blizzard configuration was particularly interesting. Playing with my hair too much. Particularly interesting because the Blizzard right in the middle of the board, I mean, that is one full there are 3 pathing points from left to right. That completely cut off one of them. So you only had realistically 2 ways to get to the other side. And blue had a great gap here that actually forced you completely around. You had no way to get to the right side where pink and red were, either unless you went through either white or blue's cap. So I think both of those players had the best caps on the board, probably equally strong capitals. White just simply didn't leverage their position very well. They needed to play for whatever they could much sooner than they did. Blue did a better job of leveraging their position. Black up here in the little pocket. And these are useful pockets because of how strong these bonuses are. Like this was plus 12, these 3 bonuses in the top of the board. And even plus 14 once I took black's cap. So holding that, you can overwhelm the people in the middle if they don't have bonuses. And that's what I tried to do my best to do. And I think it worked. But all in all, any map like this with a very limited number of options to get from the left side to the right side, they're going to suffer from that because of how easy it is to card block players and also how easy it is to hold a really hefty amount of territory. A 3-point hold over this left side with an additional +8, so +20 for all of this is really, really strong. And on a 3-point hold, even without the blizzards, with the blizzards, sometimes you get even worse holds. So with that said, all of those thoughts, I don't think this map can be put much above the lower parts of C tier. I think that this is an inferior map actually to Crown of the Skies, which we looked at last week, but not by a lot. I think it plays out more. You know what? I'm going to put it lower because I don't think it has as consistently balanced starting options for people, and it can snowball a lot. And I think that's it can be a little bit unfun for the average player. but I think Crown of the Skies has more stalemate potential over the course of the game. So that's something I have to consider. But this one, I think it's better than Command and Controller, another potential snowball map. Better than Britannia, better than Italian, but I think it's actually quite similar to Mira in the holds and the card block ability. I keep moving it up. Honestly, I like it more than Mira. I think I like, even with Plant Noir's OP middle bonus, I think I like that one slightly better. Middle C tier is where this one's going to land. At the end of the day, the bonuses aren't too strong. Blizzards, if they don't block off one of those 3 paths, keeps the game pretty normal and interesting. And your 1-point holds aren't ever going to get too crazy on that. So that's where we're going to land it. We've got one map left in the community map pack, that is Terraformed Venus. We'll be taking a look at that next week. As always, everybody, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be back with more Risk tomorrow. As always, everybody, I've been C-Money. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a tremendous rest of your day. Peace.